If you are 13 for 25 on the power play, 52%, best in the NHL, which is what the Red Wings are over the last 7 games, you can be power play merchants.
Yeah.
If you're wondering why it looks like the Detroit Red Wings threw up on our set, it's because the Detroit Red Wings have thrown up on the NHL to the tune of 7 straight wins under Todd McLellan. Yes, they dropped that first game with him, but since then, they have been quite good. 7 wins in a row, beating the Capitals, Penguins, Blue Jackets, Jets, Senators, Blackhawks, and Kraken. In the case of some of those teams, the Penguins, the Blue Jackets, the Senators, those are some good wins because don't look now, the Red Wings are really pushing for a wild card spot. They are in the thick of it. They are 3rd in the wild card by points percentage. They are 2 points behind the second wild card holding Columbus Blue Jackets. They are good right now. And if you're wondering how, we can tell you in just a second. But Pete, you're all decked out in Red Wings stuff. You happy to see it? Finally a run from our guys.
Yeah. I'm very happy to see it. I think that you've been waiting for them to push forward on the Yzerplan, maybe get some returns. They were playing the most uninspired hockey I've seen from a team outside of the Boston Bruins this season under Lalonde. So I'm glad that, especially with him and being on the final year of his deal, you knew he wasn't the guy. Just get him out of there, try something else, see if you hit a spark. And boy, they found one under Todd McLellan. And you mentioned it. Like, if you're looking for a reason to explain why the Red Wings are suddenly so good, look no further than that power play.
It's just the power play. It's just the power play.
It's crazy.
Today's episode could have been called "The Red Wings are 13 for 25 on the power play in their last 7 games." Bye.
13 for 25.
The Raymond stat that you mentioned before, that's the most mind-blowing.
Lucas Raymond has 8 power play points in 8 games.
It's just absurd.
They have 4 players who are more than a point per game, and it is largely because of that power play. You got Patrick Kane with 13 points in 7 games. Lucas Raymond, 12 points in 7 games. Alex DeBrincat, 11 points in 7 games. And Dylan Larkin, 10 points in 7 games. And if you want to know how many of these are power play points, just take whatever their total points are in those 7 games, add like 5, and I know that doesn't make sense, and that's how you get to what they've been doing on the power play.
I can tell you right now, Lucas Raymond, 8 points, Patrick Kane, 7 points, Dylan Larkin, 7 points. So, like, the majority, I would say like 75 to 80% of their points over that stretch, all on the power play.
Kane is the one dude who's been really performing at even strength and on the power play, but hell, if you are 13 for 25 on the power play, 52%, best in the NHL, which is what the Red Wings are over the last 7 games, you can be power play merchants.
Yeah.
You are allowed to. You can do whatever you want the rest of the time. They've been okay at 5-on-5.
Perfectly mid.
They have been like not great. 21st in the NHL, 71.4% on the penalty kill. Whatever. If you're going to be 52% on the power play, cool. Whatever, give up power play goals. What would it be? 28.6% of the time. Whatever. You are winning the special teams battle, and your power play is so good that it'll offset anything else you do the rest of the game.
Do you know what their goal differential is at 5-on-5 under McLellan?
Give it to me.
It is 0.
Gonna say
they have scored exactly as much as they have allowed. So they're like right there. I don't know if this is sustainable, but if it is, if their power play is going to be this good, I'll take it.
I feel like it makes sense though, because I feel like it's like the Canadians, where it's like you look at them and they might not be super deep, but like they have a bunch of dudes.
They
so
have
like when
guys,
you put them in a situation where they're 5-on-4 with all their dudes on the ice, like of course they should be. Obviously, this is not sustainable to this extent, but they should be putting up numbers.
Right. And like they've got enough dudes that when you throw out that power play 1, they should be scoring quite a bit.
Yeah.
And like their best players have been their best players under Todd McLellan, whether it's been at 5-on-5 or on the power play. So like you take that. They at least look like they're having fun. They at least look like they've got some energy behind them. And none of that was true under Lalonde.
Yeah. So typically with guys, we talked about this when they made the switch from Lalonde to Todd McLellan, which is guys per team. It can be, you could have 6 guys, you could have 11 guys. And like some teams, I think some teams out in the Pacific have like 10 or 11 guys on their team. The Red Wings, don't ask me who they are, but they've only got 6 guys. That's not a high number. The reason why they're not a much better team, though, is because they don't have depth behind those 6 guys. If you have the Larkins of the world, the Kanes of the world, the Siders of the world, the Raymonds of the world, the DeBrinkets of the world, and somebody else I'm missing. But like you have 6, 7-ish guys and you're deep behind that, you are absolutely in business. The Red Wings guys are performing. What will determine whether or not they can not win every game, but keep up this run they're on to a degree is if the depth starts to file in after that. And that's going to be the $1 million question the rest of the year. They are not going to be 52% on the power play the rest of the year. But if the surrounding pieces can perform, then yes, I would say that the Red Wings right now are where maybe they should be, which is right on the edge of the playoffs. Maybe they're in, maybe they're out.
Well, I mean, I would agree with that, but you're also considering that it went until right after Christmas that they weren't who they should have been. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they should be in a better spot right now. They waited too long with Lalonde. And if they didn't wait that long, if they pulled the trigger in late November, early December, they could be in a much better spot right now. Like, that's the frustrating part, is that they waited so long. I hope that it doesn't end up burning them and keeping them out of a spot. But, you know, at least you made the change. At least you pulled the trigger. Chad is talking about Mo Sider, and like finally, like nobody has to be happier than getting away from Lalonde than Mo Sider, because Lalonde was like insistent on making his life hell basically every night. So like if you got Mo Sider on the back end and he's your horse and he's playing really well and you're getting your power play goals, they're going to be in an okay spot.
I hope so. I mean, what stinks though is I like pretty much all of these teams that are jockeying for position in the Eastern wildcard situation. Like, I love the Blue Jackets. I love the Red Wings. Senators, I'd be super happy for. Bruins, I haven't totally made up my mind on whether or not I'd be cool with them being out if it meant some teams that I liked got in. But if it's going to be a lost season, I don't know, maybe just lose a season, I'd be very happy for the Red Wings if they made the playoffs. I do want to circle back to you bringing up the Yzerplan. I know that you said it tongue-in-cheek. If things go right for the Red Wings, are you still allowed to attribute it to the Yzerplan?
Yeah, because I mean, I think that, I mean, number one, he's still in charge, and he's preached patience time and time again. And like, these are their guys. Like, this is not some cobbled together team in free agency. A lot of these guys are part of the Yzerplan that he's been working to develop them and like chipping away at the roster. And yeah, I still think that I would say that this offseason more than ever, like the Yzerplan is like going to fully come into focus.
We'll see.
Because they got guys that are coming up in the system that are going to arrive, and I think they're going to be in much better shape.
We'll also see what happens with their goaltending, because their goaltending is, I mean, like the definition of unspectacular. Right now, Cam Talbot's playing more because Alex Lyon got an upper body injury on Tuesday, I think, in the game against the Senators. So Talbot's been playing, and Talbot's been playing well. This isn't a team where you're going to say that goaltending will be their backbone. I don't really know what their backbone is going to be. Right now, it's their power play, but I'm all for the Red Wings making a run. Keep it up.
We all silly like the mayor.